Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission met with the crude oil producers yesterday in an effort to redouble its efforts and guarantee uninterrupted feedstock for local crude oil refineries. Numerous crude oil producers in attendance at the Abuja conference were informed by Mr. Benga Komolafe, Chief Executive of the NUPRC, that the action was compliant with the Petroleum Industry Act, which requires oil producers to fulfill domestic duties to nearby refineries. Komolafe maintained that it will be a national disgrace if Nigeria is unable to provide sufficient feedstock for the modular refineries and the Dangote refinery and petrochemical complex. Joining me now for more on this stories is Arise Business Analyst Chika Mbonu. Ms. Chika, it's such a great pleasure to have you, as always. Good morning to you. Very well, thank you. All right, we have quite a bit to get through, so let's start with news that the CBN has delivered over 75 to 80% of outstanding mature FX forwards. Okay. What do we make of this?
Just for our viewers, a little quick background.
Yes,
I mean, Central Bank of Nigeria, in the process of selling foreign exchange to customers of the banks, some instances said, we have your naira, but usually we should give you the dollar today, but we can't give it to you. We'll deliver it to you in about 3 months' time. We'll deliver it to you in about 6 months' time, and so on and so forth, or 30 days' time, as the case may be. But the nairas of these companies or the clients have been quarantined with CBN all this while. But what has happened? Because of the supply situation with the Central Bank of Nigeria, they were not able to keep the delivery dates for those, keep their promises on the delivery dates. And so those failures to deliver have accumulated. And at the last count, depending where you look at it, I'm told it's about $6.7 billion or $7 billion. And of course, that immediately had a dampening effect on the confidence in the foreign exchange market. So moving quickly forward, the coming on stream, this news is good news. We hear, not confirmed from Central Bank, that the volume that have been pushed out, about $500, $600, $700 million, which is about maybe less than 10% of the accumulated arrears. But it's still something. We have been crying for supply to come to the market. So that supply has come in. And so we hope that it will have a moderating influence immediately, reduce the panic situation there in the market. They have interestingly started with clearing the books of the international banks to wit Stanbic IBTC, Stanchart, Citibank, and Rand Bank. Basically, these are the foreign banks. Started with so that they can go out and preach the good news and say Nigeria is coming back to business. So international partners or international banks, please hear this, because these banks have, parent companies abroad. So I guess that's what they have done. They have chosen to deal with these foreign banks, international banks first, and a sprinkle of local banks. Usually, I think, from what I understand, interpretation of it, they started with the Nigerian banks that had the lowest volumes and are moving up. And we hope in the coming days that this will continue. And as they talk, yesterday I thought about the fact that there's been a lot of talking and talking. Let us do. And so I'm happy that I've started doing this. And it will reflect the liquidity in the market, reduce some panic in the market, clear the books of banks, help banks settle the offshore lines abroad, because a lot of the banks, their lines have expired, and the banks abroad have not been able to give them new lines. So in totality, it's good news for the FX market, and we hope that the more they do this, the more it will have a moderating influence in the exchange rate.
Absolutely. I mean, panic reduction is a big one. And of course, as you mentioned, it will also reinforce the belief in the CBN. For many people do, as you say, like you mentioned. But let's move from that to the NUPRC, moving to guarantee crude supply to local refineries.
Now, again, put it in perspective, there are, apart from the big refineries we have, like the Dangote refinery, 650,000 barrels a day, processing capacity, modular refineries, smaller refineries, they have been licensed. There's a process for licensing them. I mean, a 3-stage process for licensing them, from approving their business plan to when they commence operation. So they go through the process from the old DPR, which is now the NDMPR, an arm of government that regulates the refineries. So what has happened again is that a lot of them have been installed, maybe 5, 6 of them have, but the issue has been the lack of crude oil that will be processed in these refineries. But the Petroleum Industry Act, made a provision for supply to the local market, domestic processing, and said that, from what I read, that the refinery, the international oil companies and the marginal feed people should be able to supply to, or the government should be able to supply to the modular refineries at least 50% of their crude oil, supply. Now, if those people start production, the modular refineries start production, it will help, especially a lot of them who are producing diesel and then aviation fuel for now. A lot of them have stayed away from PMS for maybe some reasons, because of subsidy that was there before. But do know that diesel is deregulated and the aviation fuel is deregulated. So, but the issue has been the feedstock that will enter the production cycle of these modular refineries, and the certainty of it. But I mean, Nigeria is known for completing your 10-story building without remembering that you have a lift. You need a lift. I mean, it's just the place listed. Our Lagos Airport, new airport, we built it. We didn't think about how aircrafts would be boarded. Abuja Airport, we built it. We didn't think about how they to control towers. So, I mean, Nigeria is just littered with that lack of rigor in the way we do things. So it's not surprising. But the NUPRC has come out and said, we need to, implement the law, which says that modular refineries must be provided crude stock. But you see, I'm not one always to just go and bring out the stick and flog the IOCs, international oil companies, and the marginal feed operators, mostly local Nigerian companies, because the major issue there is that their production, they want to sell it to end dollars.
Yeah.
They want to sell it to end dollars. Whereas if they sell to the Nigerian modular refineries, probably they will sell in Naira. And a lot of the modular IOCs and the marginal feed operators have also entered into long-term supply contracts for their products with the traders abroad. So the issue now, how do you break those to provide a local supply? I do believe that the NUPRC, the modular refinery people, and then IOCs and the should meet together and talk about the issues, not just NUPRC bringing out the stick and saying, you must go and do this, you must go and do this.
Because there's also a fine attached of $10,000 if you don't comply. But there are business
reasons. Everybody has borrowed money. Marginal youth people have borrowed money, a lot of them money in foreign currency, and their loans are in foreign currency. They have to earn dollars to pay back those loans. Yeah. Now, the modular people also have borrowed money. They need products, to finance and produce to pay off their loans.
Right. And there are also a number of concerns around the data safety,
commercial, and so on and so forth. But when the modular refineries work, they're employing a lot of Nigerian engineers, so good for us. They save us foreign exchange, which is good for our country. Technological skills, good for our country. But the issue is that, as you said, the economy is involved. And when the economy is involved, when people have borrowed money, you can't just bring Ken and be flogging them, you must do this, you must do that. People must sit down and talk about it and then resolve the issues that are preventing those from happening.
Right.
And so that we don't have, we remove subsidy at the PMS level, but we go and produce subsidy at the crude oil pricing level.
Solve one problem to create another.
That shouldn't happen.
All right. Well, let's keep our eyes peeled and see what happens there. But like you said, good development. We just have to chart a good way forward. Let's look at JP Morgan, which is projecting that the Naira will trade at about $8.50.
It's tied into the first story that we did.
Yes, it does.
Which, when I saw this story, and I just said, anything that has to do with the price, the $8.50 Naira to the dollar, or 750 or even 1,000 Naira to the dollar, it has to do with the potency of the supply that we have in the market, the reliability of the supply you have in the market. If you have, I keep saying in this program that there was a time in this country when the free market, which they call parallel market rate, was lower than the official market rate, because every demand that you brought to the market, FS dollar, to the official market, you got it. Not like now that a lot of manufacturers are looking for raw materials. They can't get it from the CBN so-called market, and then they have to go and look for alternative sources, and this is what putting pressure. So once that's the sustainability of supply I mean, we don't need JP Morgan to, let us know where the rate is going to end. And it's not as if JP Morgan is dashing us dollars. Once we have that dollar supply, as the government, central bank, everybody's been planning. I mean, there's so many initiatives that are out there trying to funnel in dollars to our economy. If those dollars come in and are sustainable, and the confidence is restored to the external people, and they start bringing, and liquidity returns to the market, the dollar naira rate will find its level, whether it's 850 or 750, as the case may be.
Absolutely. Mr. Chika Mbonu, I want to thank you so very much for being with us on the show.